Sadaf Khadem trains at her boxing club in Royan on the southwest coast of France 3 nights a week. The Iranian-born boxer hopes one day to go professional. Several posters of the 28-year-old in her boxing outfit are pinned to the club walls. But Sadaf has paid a big personal price for her passion. Living in exile here in France for the past 3 years. She took up the sport in Tehran, shadow boxing in the parks or discreetly in boxing rings, as women are not allowed to box in Iran. Desperate to progress in the sport and through contacts in the Iranian diaspora in France, a bout was set up in the coastal town of Royan in 2019. The local boxing club president Franck Wias, a former boxer and local community leader, took up the challenge. Around 40% of the boxers in his club are women, and he even raised the money to fly Sadaf over for the fight, which attracted 1,500 spectators. I immediately accepted the job because there is boxing and the sport, of course, but also the human factor to take into account, he tells me. An Iranian woman who wants to box but is not allowed to at home. We know about all the hurdles they face, and especially now with hundreds dead simply because they want to remove their veil. He is referring to the mass protests that have erupted in Iran since the death of a 22-year-old woman, Mahsa Amini, last September. She died in custody after being arrested by morality police allegedly for not wearing her hijab correctly. Her death has sparked demonstrations across the country, which have left hundreds of mainly young protesters and dozens of members of the security services dead, according to human rights groups. Thousands of demonstrators have been arrested, although Iran's supreme leader has indicated many may be pardoned. 4 men accused by the Iranian authorities of participating in a violent uprising have been executed in very swift trials. Sadaf Khadem won her bout, and on her return to the airport to fly home she received the news that she faced arrest on her arrival for boxing and practicing a sport without wearing a veil or hijab. So she turned back, and has stayed put in France ever since. I know the situation of Iran, and unfortunately I am not with the people of Iran. But my life and my home now is France, she says. I say we don't have accidents in life. I paid for being Sadaf Khadem, the first Iranian female boxer.